Gia Harja. Great to see so many people join us this evening for the latest of our Commission events. And what a great venue itself, even to host this evening's event. The Seamus Heaney home place, the venue that represents such richness of our culture and heritage, but also the power of words. And the power of words are very, very important to shape our future. So, Céad Míle Fáilte, as I said, warm welcome to you all. Huge thank you to everybody that helped to organise this evening as well, because these things don't just happen by accident. But also to acknowledge Lawrence, Tony, Siobhan, Ola and Seamus also for having the courage to step forward and actually talk about your vision for the future and your ideas. That's what this is about. It's a comfortable conversation among friends around how we can shape the future together. So I just want to thank everybody for participating in that and for having the conversation around what lies ahead for all of us. But I think the fact that you've all taken the time to be here this evening in itself demonstrates that the conversation itself is something that's very much live, it's something that's very much growing, it's something that more and more people are actually getting involved in, and that's a really healthy spot for us all to be in. And of course, we don't claim to own the conversation, it belongs to us all, the future belongs to us all. So the work of the Sinn Féin Commission, along with the work that Ireland's Future are doing, the SDLP's New Ireland Commission, the work of the All-Party Oireachtas Committee on the Good Friday Agreement, and also the Shared Island Initiatives and others have all ensured the progress of this important conversation and have all helped to shape even where we are today. So taken together, the work of all these groups and individuals has helped to foster which I believe is a very positive atmosphere for the conversation, and it's created, I suppose, an unprecedented situation where people are creating the space to have the conversation around future constitutional arrangements, and for me that's a very good thing, a very healthy thing. So the All-Party Oireachtas Committee on the Good Friday Agreement called just last July for the Irish Government to begin planning for Irish unity, and that was a very welcome and important development, and it must be delivered upon. The new All-Ireland framework of governance must be carefully planned, but also it needs to be resourced. And those of us that want a united Ireland, those of us that already know that that's where we want to be, have to be prepared to listen and to take on board the views of absolutely everyone, because everybody matters in this debate, everybody's voice matters in this debate. Since the establishment in July 2 years ago of our own commission, we have worked to create the environment where dialogue is encouraged, but also feedback's really, really welcome. So we really want to hear what you have to say here this evening, and we certainly value that. The Commission has taken its message all over Ireland. We've been on many counties, we've been abroad, we've been in many spots just to hear and to gather the thoughts, the hopes and the concerns of as many people as possible, because that matters. So it can't really be just about political discourse, it has to be about people. It has to be about this grassroots type consultation. It has to be about you, it has to be about me, it has to be about our families, it has to be about our communities, our work colleagues. Ultimately, it is all about people. And we want to engage with every community, with every demographic, with every political perspective. Whether you're convinced or not at this stage, whether you're open to being convinced, there's a spot for you here in this conversation. We want to canvass as many views as possible in terms of the possibilities for United Ireland, and a place that's home for everybody, every single citizen that shares this island. And I think that's the prize for us all. And there's no doubt, folks, that we are living in a time of change in this island, on this island, and there's a growing recognition that the future of Ireland now rests firmly in the hands of the people, north and south. For the very first time in history of the northern state, a nationalist, an Irish Republican, is First Minister. My election was a moment certainly of equality and of progress for us all, and something that would have been just totally unthinkable only a short number of years ago. But what it does, it demonstrates that change is possible. What it does, it demonstrates that political change is always possible. And for me, it cements the fact that the North is a shared space. There is no no-go areas for anywhere or for anyone. And the executive, which I now lead, is based on power sharing and equality of representation. And I stand as joint head of government in the North and a convinced Irish Republican, something which partition was designed to prevent. So now I find myself sharing an office with a Deputy First Minister who's a proud unionist. That's all right. We have very different views, very different perspectives of the past, very different outlooks for the future. But together we have to manage the day-to-day challenges of being in administration together, trying to deliver good public services, taking on the battle with the British government around the underfunding here and the fact that they've never acted in our interests. We can do much better here on this island together if we work together. My vision for our people and for our country is ambitious, and I think we should all be ambitious, because this is about designing our home. And I think we have a real opportunity now more than ever to build a better, assured island for all. The Good Friday Agreement provides a democratic pathway to build a stronger, a more prosperous and a more efficient democracy on this island. So whenever a unity referendum is called, the campaign gives us all an opportunity to do better, an opportunity to build better, an opportunity for a real, inclusive and constructive debate on the future. And I think that is whenever we will really focus minds, because it's going to allow citizens right across this island, north and south, to participate in what is going to be needs to be an informed, reasoned and respectful dialogue on creating new political and social and economic policies which guarantee the best possible outcomes for the people who live here. But it can't be just about bolting the north onto the south, like territorial join-up. That's not what it can just be about. It needs to be a process of nation building in our time. That's what we are tasked with. That's the challenge, I think, of today's generation. And we have the opportunity to discard the division of an inequality of the past and to build something new. And for me, that's a huge prize. And collectively, we must be determined to secure and to win unity referendums north and south. And that means doing our homework. That means learning what it looks like. That means exploring what it looks like. That means having conversations like we are having here tonight. We have to hold the British government to account in terms of their commitment to honour, to act with rigorous impartiality, because that's what the Good Friday Agreement asks for and demands. That's how they should act. But equally, there's also a constitutional imperative on the Irish government that unity is the firm will of the nation. So they have a constitutional imperative in which to act, and they need to do so urgently to prepare constructively to create the space and the forum in which we can have more of this type of conversation. So as we gather here this evening in this very beautiful part of the world, we are reminded of the collective journey that we have undertaken as people. An island imbued with a rich history and diverse stories. And there's no doubt our identity is multifaceted, and that's a healthy thing also. Our national narrative is woven together with threads of resilience, threads of hope, and a shared aspiration for a better future. And for me, Irish unity is not just a political aspiration, it's ultimately about people. It's about families, and it's about communities. It's about recognising the interconnectedness of our lives. It's about celebrating our difference. It's about embracing our shared values. An Ireland where our differences are seen as strengths rather than always pitted against each other as divisions. I'm committed to a vision for Ireland that is inclusive, where every single person has a seat at the table and where every voice will be heard. Unity is an opportunity and a chance for growth, for connection, and for collective prosperity. The future Ireland which I envisage is one where healthcare is both accessible and free, housing is a right, education system is world class, and the economy truly serves the interests of all of the people. A genuinely shared future means pooling our resources, our talents, our ideas, to create a society in Ireland that cherishes our heritage while looking really confidently towards the future. Together, we have an opportunity to shape a future that our children and our grandchildren will inherit, one that's built on collaboration, one that's built on respect, and one that's built on solidarity. So I urge each and every one of you to engage openly and honestly, because your voice does matter. Use this platform to share your hopes, your dreams, and your concerns. We want to hear it all. Whether you're a young person with aspirations for your education and career, a parent who's concerned about the kind of world your children are growing into, someone who's experienced the weight of past divisions, all of those voices matter. We want to hear from you. We want to learn from your own experiences and your own insights, because the future of Ireland will emerge from the collective engagement of all of the people. And I'm really excited to see where the discussions will lead us. We all have a stake in the future, and I want us to build that future together. And I'm committed to working with others and across all sectors of society to foster unity, to foster understanding, respect and progress. So we're not naive. The journey ahead will not be without its challenges, but together, I don't believe there's anything in life we can't achieve. I think if we have that approach, I think we can get there, and I think we can get there in the very few years ahead. So it's all to play for. We all own the future. We all have a stake in the future. So thank you for being here this evening. Thank you for participating. Thank you for the panel for coming along and sharing with us their views. Let's create a place where we all can belong, where we all can thrive, where we all can prosper. Because ultimately that's all we want for ourselves, for our families. And I think that's the attitude that we should all take to building the future. So I'll leave you with just this last point, which is to say, let's all reach for something better, because I believe there is something better for each and every citizen that shares this island. Gura míle maith agah.